You look like someone that loves chickens. Why else would you have clicked on this video? Stay tuned and I'm going to show you how I built this chicken coop for these pretty ladies. Welcome to the Hidden Homestead. My name is David, and today I'm going to show you how we built our chicken coop. Now, if you look behind me, you can see that this chicken coop is unfinished, and it will be finished at a later date. But that brings me to, you might be wondering why I sound so terrible. No, not really. Anyway, the reason I sound so terrible is because I am in week 3 of a 12-week recovery period for having neck surgery. So, what's your point? I'm getting to it. Around the same time that I decided to have surgery, we also decided to have more chickens. And to have more chickens, we definitely needed a bigger chicken coop. You get chickens in the spring. If my calculations are correct, then you're going to be fine in 12 weeks. You'll be fine come spring. So what's your point? As soon as I am finished with this 12-week recovery period, I'm going to have surgery on my lower back, which is just an additional 12-week recovery period, which means I'm essentially going to be out for 6 to 7 months. So I wanted to get this project done so that we could get the chickens in the spring. Yeah, again, what's your point? The reason I bring this up is because I started the project in late October. My surgery was scheduled for the day before Thanksgiving. That didn't leave me a lot of time, so unfortunately, I really didn't spend a whole lot of time, especially towards the end of the project or the end of what I was able to get finished, to set up the camera and take the shots that I needed. So basically, what I hear you saying is you're just trying to tell them that you're showing a crappy video. No, I'm just throwing out a disclaimer so that I can tell them that I'm going to end up doing a more detailed video on the why and the how I built this coop the way that I did. That way, if they're interested, they can make sure that they're subscribed to the channel and hit the little bell icon so they get notifications on whenever I put out that more detailed video. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, so thanks for the help. Now that that's out of the way, I need to pay some bills. So I wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is... Wait. Can I do it? Can I announce? Can I do the thing? Yeah, you might as well. You've not really contributed anything else. Okay, all right, thanks. Let me get... I gotta get serious. All right, what Silly Face over there was trying to say is that he wants to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is thehiddenhomesteadstore.com. That's right, he's sponsoring himself because no one else will. What an idiot. Anyway, he sells beard oil over there that he makes himself in-house. Frickin' America. He also forges things and makes things in the workshop that he then sells online. So if you're into that sort of thing, go to thehiddenhomesteadstore.com and take a look. If you find something you like, throw it in your little shopping bag, your basket or cart or whatever it's called, and then use discount code HH10 to receive 10% off of your purchase. Boom! Nailed it. Thank you, hiddenhomesteadstore.com, for sponsoring today's video. Yes. All right, now that that's over with, let's get on with the show.
All right, I already know what some of you might be thinking. He's framing this out using screws. Deck screws at that. Why am I doing this? I have a nailer, I have nails. But I have a ton of these deck screws that I'll never use, so why not use them? Why do I have so many of them? I used to build decks for a living, and of course because of that I accumulated a lot of just random material, screws being one of those. So what better place to use them, because I won't ever use them again? Here. Plus, if we go into shit hits the fan kind of situation, I can break those nails apart and use them as an individual nail if I need to. So I'm saving money and I'm trying to prepare myself. What do you guys think? Is that silly? Leave a comment below and let me know what you would do. All right, so I got all this framed by using some of the material that I already had, those screws that I was using, the deck screws. Are they the best options? No, probably not, but it did save me a bit of money on fasteners instead of going through different nails or going to buy different screws. They were 3 inches and they were coated specifically for pressure treated wood, so we're good there going into all this pressure treated, so we should be fine. I am finally out of those. I had just enough. I had like 2 left after doing everything, so I just threw them in there to use them up. So that's good. I created a little extra space in the screw and bolt cabinet, and we're ready to start using this bad boy to finish the rest. I do have a little bit of framing left for the Coop itself, and then we're going to start putting on the OSB. So first, I do have to put the floor down in the Coop before I can build up. So I'm going to use 2 sheets of OSB, and then we'll start wrapping everything else. Let's get to it. All right, to accomplish that faux timber frame look, I'm using these leftover 4x6 by 12 foot beams that I had left over from the post and beam over the patio. If you didn't see that video or the video series, you can click right about here and you can check that out. It's a 3 or 4 part series, I've already forgot, but you can check that out. I used all these 4x6s for the actual rafters on the timber frame itself. And I had quite a few of them left over. I got a couple other projects that I've got in mind to use them on, but this is going to work out perfect for 2 reasons. One, it's going to give me that timber frame look on the outside, and more importantly, for structural reasons. This 4x6 is more than enough to span the gaps that I have between these posts, which will help distribute the load when I go put my rafters, my roof rafters up. So even if I wasn't trying to make this look like a timber frame building, I would still use these, because same thing with the screws that I was talking about earlier. Use what you got, save some money. I mean, this is just a chicken coop. It's going to be a very nice chicken coop in my opinion, but yeah, we've already spent a bit of money on it, so now let's just cut some corners, not cut corners, but cut costs, and save some money on that. So I did just put 2 screws up there just to hold it in place for now. Once I get them all set, I'll probably go back with a 2x4 on the back side, just where the joints are, just to line them up. So that way if one's twisted a little bit, it'll get them back lined up and it'll be a nice straight line. Speaking of why I have to do that, like I said before, they're 12 foot long. I have a 8 foot storage shed, a 6 foot coop, and then a 10 foot run. So they're only 12 foot, so I had to cut them in pieces and line them up and set them on top of the 4x4 post, because that's obviously where the load bearing is coming from. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and line all these up. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this one and just run them all the way across. This back corner is going to be a little funky because I'm kind of building it into the wall on this back corner. So that might be a little interesting to see how I do that. So we'll deal with that once I get to it. But for now, let's just keep cutting and popping these beams up. Can tell it is definitely a little colder this morning than what it was yesterday, so bundled up. It's kind of flurrying out right now, but we're gonna keep going through this, pushing through this. Wanted to show you guys kind of a quick tip on redneck ingenuity, I guess. As you guys know, I work by myself a lot. Pretty much all the projects around here I've done by myself, and even on the contractor side I've done a lot of work by myself. And in doing that, I've had to figure out ways to create leverage and extra sets of hands. If you've ever worked by yourself, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So hopefully this weird unconventional tip helps you guys. So this post right here is twisted. It was fine when I put it in because I had a string line on it, but of course, as most treated 4x4s, they twist. So to alleviate that twist so that it lines up on my my beam here, I've created a weird contraption with all these clamps. So I've got a 3 foot clamp right here just to clamp around the 4x4. I have I think it's a 16 or 18 inch clamp just pinching the bar here to hold this 4 foot clamp. And because it's not long enough to reach all the way over here, I had to have a second 4 foot clamp using the 4 footers, another 4 footer, because there's a lot of force behind these. And then I just have it clamped right here onto this 4x4. Basically, by applying pressure here, this bar is swinging around and twisting the 4x4 where I need it. And fortunately I got this fence right here, and that's holding this bar up so the pressure and the force doesn't try to pull it down or weigh it down. So that just worked out pretty good. Again, I know this is kind of a weird sort of contraption, but if you're working by yourself, try this out if you've got the clamps to do so. Or you could use 2x4s. I could have screwed like a 2x4 on the side of that and then use a ratchet strap to pull it this way. I had the clamps here, so figured why not. So I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna start screwing this together and we'll keep going. This is the second to last post that I have to secure. The next one is even worse, so we'll see how that goes. Get it as close as we can. Again, it is a chicken coop. I want it to make it look nice, but you know, do what you can. It held pretty good. All right, so before we lay the 2x4s lengthwise so we have something to secure the actual tin to, I wanted to kind of explain what I got going on here. So this section that I just put OSB on is the coop itself. I didn't put OSB on it for insulation values. I put it on there for sound reduction from the inside. If you have a tin roof and you've enjoyed it during a rainstorm, you know how peaceful that sounds. But here we have a lot of hail, and hail, really big hail, sometimes any golf ball to softball size, it's really loud on tin. So to keep the chickens kind of from freaking out and just keep them as peaceful as possible, I put this on to help mitigate some of that sound, the echo that's going to be hitting on that tin. Over here, I just did some tongue and groove to kind of match the patio, the workshop, everywhere else. We have kind of a timber-esque structure. We did tongue and groove underneath. So to do all that, all the rafters that I have cut, where I put the 3/4 inch OSB or the 3/4 inch tongue and groove, I basically cut them 3/4 of an inch shorter in height. That way, once I put that on there, the 2x4s will run across and set flush all the way across all the rafters. And again, that way everything looks nice and keeps the chickens kind of from going crazy. So we'll start these 2x4s, and then next is the tin roof. All right, so it's been a couple of days since I've recorded anything, just because my work schedule, my regular schedule, and daylight saving time. I freaking hate the daylight savings times. If you agree with me, go ahead and smash that like button, and then leave a comment how stupid it really is. Basically, I haven't really had a whole lot of daylight. By the time I do the things and then get out here and try to work on it, I don't have a whole lot of daylight. So I've been coming out here and like, I got an hour, I got 2 hours. I don't want to set up the shot. Let me just get to work on this thing. So that's why I've not really shown much progress. And that's why this nesting box is done, the roof is done, all that stuff. We're going to talk about the roof. So to make the roof go up a little faster, I cut everything to length, and then I stacked them evenly, measured out my purlins, and pre-drilled all my holes. That way, as soon as the steel went up, all I had to do was drive a screw into the sheeting and then on to the next one. I didn't do a whole lot of video coverage on the roof itself, just because I've already done a steel roof. Basically, this is left over from that steel roof. So if you want to see me do more of that, you can check this video out right here. Now, all this will end up rusting, but I did not have a ridge cap that was the same material, so I had to kind of make one. How I did that was, first, make sure to grab your PPE, because this stuff is gnarly. Go to Lowe's, get your PPE, eye protection, respirator if needed, gloves, all that good stuff, and some muriatic acid. Now, you're supposed to dilute the muriatic acid, but the galvanization on the ridge cap that I used from Lowe's is pretty thick. So I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just letting you know this is what I did. I used full strength muriatic acid, and I sprayed on the ridge cap, which is a regular garden sprayer. And then I let that muriatic acid sit, and that eats the galvanization off of the steel, so then it rusts. Once all that galvanization is off, you have to neutralize the area and the workpiece of that muriatic acid. So take some baking soda, dilute it. I think it's like 1 part baking soda to 10 part water, whatever. I just threw handfuls of baking soda on the ground and on the area that I was working on. The reason I did that is because, again, I use full strength muriatic acid. So I wanted to neutralize that as best as possible. Sprayed everything down with water, threw the baking soda on it, let it set for a while, sprayed it down again, and then all that water and the baking soda soaked into the ground around it, so everything should be neutralized at this time. So that's how I did the roof. I didn't do any video footage of starting the nesting box or anything around the backside. Again, because of the light that I had available, I wasn't able to really pick up any good footage because of daylight savings time. That 1 hour really counts for a lot. So as you can see, I did build the nesting boxes. I have to petition those off. We're going to have 5 nesting boxes, and I have to put a door, and I'm going to use the same steel for the top of that for the roof. So I don't have a whole lot of time. Like I said, that's why I've not been recording a whole lot. So let's just shut up and we'll try to complete this nesting box today.
are you doing? Get out of there. I just forgot something. I didn't actually forget anything. I just wanted to steal a bottle of his whiskey. This is the Van Winkle. You probably won't even miss it. I don't know. But while I'm in here, I might as well tell you, if you liked the video, go and hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like the video, hit that thumbs down button and then leave me a comment. Let me know why it sucked. You could subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That'd be awesome. Go ahead and do that. That'd be fun. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We're also on Patreon. Thank you so much to my Patreons. I mean, his Patreons. Dang it. Anyway, thanks to his Patreons. I love you guys. He loves you. And cheers.